So, another episode at the bar. Another day Alan has no clue what I'm going to say.
Work together, we play together.
So join us.
Let's have a great time.
Yesterday, Alan came home from physical therapy and he's like, oh my God, babe, this is night and day. And I thought to myself, really? Tell me about it. So I just wanted to discuss this because it really relates to me, like in real estate. Because we went together to a physical therapist who I actually won't name on purpose. And when we
Betsy's
got there,
being nice today.
I am. But when we got there, the physical therapist was asleep, seriously, at 8 o'clock in the morning. And Alan looked at me and he goes, oh my, we're going to leave. We're going to leave. Because anybody who knows Alan knows he's up at 4:30 in the morning. He's doing 2 workouts. Then he's getting in the sauna. Then he's at the office. I mean, it's ridiculous. So anybody who knows him knows that if somebody is walking in at 8 o'clock going, he's like,
Let's go.
Because he wants absolutely the best people, because this man wants to get back to the gym and it's absolutely killing him. So he's like, oh my gosh. So we get back in the room, the guy pulls up his chart and he looks at him and he goes, all right, we're gonna take this sling off. And he literally teaches me how to take the sling off. He takes his bandage off and he goes, all right, I'll see you in 6 weeks. And Alan goes like this. All right, so I'm not doing anything for 6 weeks. He goes, you absolutely cannot move anything. You can move your wrist like this, but that's it.
For 6 weeks.
So
that's all I can do.
We go to the doctor.
2 week. I get my 2-week checkup
On Tuesday? Wednesday? Tuesday. And the doctor goes, so how's physical therapy going?
And I'm like, we explained to him the situation, and I say, I'm really not happy because I said, you have to understand me. I said, I'm not this sit around guy. I said, I'm the guy that when I got injured in the military, I wasn't the one that said, hey, what do I got to do? I want 100% disability. I said, I was the guy that said, I want to be 100% certified to go back to combat. I said, I need to do whatever it takes to get me back in. And so I'm kind of that way with this. I want to know whatever it takes so that a year from now, I'm 100% to do anything I want to do.
Same thing with this knee surgery.
Yep.
But she says, so tell me what you're doing. And I laughed and I said, the guy said, we can't do anything. You can go like this. And she went, so you're not taking your arm out and dropping it? And he goes, oh my God, I'd love to do that. And she goes, take your arm out of the sling right now. We have got to move your arm. You are going to be in so much, you're not going to be able to do anything. And I went like this. You got to be kidding me.
Because I've been saying I'd give anything to straighten my arm.
She goes, we cannot have you are going to, this whole thing is going to be locked up. Your shoulder's going to be locked. Your elbow's going to be locked. And I'm like this, oh my gosh. So we said, who's the absolute best? And she goes, well, in Chesapeake.
I said, Virginia Beach,
I don't care where we're going. We'll go anywhere.
The best person, physical
And
therapist
she goes, well, I don't know
anywhere.
how close this is to you in Edinburgh, but Edinburgh's right down the street from us. Tell me where. And so
I said, I want the best person, period, physical therapist person. And there was somebody in Edinburgh.
Perfect place.
I said, so I come back, I get on the phone, I call Edinburgh, and I say, I need to come in. And they say, well, we see on your schedule, you've already got physical therapy. I said, forget it. I said, starting over.
Cancel them.
Cancel it all. I said, they said, I need a new evaluation tomorrow. I need to come in and just start me brand new. And so that's what I did yesterday.
Mm-hmm. So you can tell
I walked in, total different experience. I walked in there, the girl, she goes, go back here, get on the bench. Immediately she looked up, she goes, well, what have you been doing? And I told her the story and I told her what had happened. She goes, okay, take the brace off. Took the brace off. She stood me up, she made me straighten my arm out. She immediately started these exercises. She goes, okay, here's what you got to do. She goes, you can't do this because of the bicep repair. She pulled up every one of my pictures. And she goes, wow. She goes, you tore it up. She says, you can't do anything like this because of how you tore it. That'll use the bicep. We went through the whole thing, 45 minutes. And she gave me printed out exercises that I could do. Said 20 minutes a day, you got to come out of the sling. And told me everything I had to do.
Got to hang your arm like this. You got to do. I mean, everything.
But
You'll be completely locked here.
Because if you don't do this, she explained how the rotator cuff sits. She says if you don't do this, you're going to end up with the locked shoulder.
Frozen shoulder, yeah.
Frozen shoulder. I mean, so total different experience. Now, I don't know what the other person's background was, at physical therapy, but there's no question about this person's background when we asked for the best. I said I wanted regardless of where they were, and she had worked with she knew my doctor by name, no doubt. She knew what my doctor's protocols were. She knew everything about it. Had worked with my doctor, no question, for years.
Yep.
So
specialty.
Here's no question that there's a difference. Cost the same. Doesn't cost me anymore. But now I'm with the best. And the entire experience put ice on me when it was done. Other one didn't do a thing.
Said you need to be putting ice on twice a day. Other one didn't tell us anything. We were done. So for us, that's kind of like real estate to me. You can go out and you can hire that person who sold 0 houses, sold 1 house, or you can go out and you can hire the best. Or you can hire the person that's the most experienced in the area that you're in. That's that niche market that knows everything. It's kind of like I say in Great Bridge. Why hire anybody else? Why bring anybody else to your meeting? I mean, I'm sorry.
Right.
It's kind of like, when somebody knows that market better than absolutely anybody else, why bother? Or even if you're bringing in somebody that's super experienced, because we have other agents that are super experienced in this market, why would you bring in somebody who has sold 1 house this year and never sold a house in this market? What do they know at all about this market? It's insane to me that somebody would hire a person like that to sell their house, because they don't know the market. They don't know anything about it.
And so, this is my shoulder. That's your largest financial investment most people are ever going to have is their house. And real estate is complicated. There are so many obstacles. So now, and just imagine this, you've hired somebody who's brand new, or somebody who doesn't sell many houses, or who doesn't know your market. What happens when the other agent, the buy side, now becomes a new agent? You've got the blind leading the blind, because there's lots of them out there. And now,
or a way more experienced agent.
I was about to say, or the next thing that happens is now the agent on the other side is a phenomenal agent, and they're going to take advantage of your agent.
Absolutely, especially if you're representing the seller and they're representing the buyer, and they're really going to take advantage of you.
Now you stand, if they're going to take it, you stand to lose $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 because the other agent's that good. Mm-hmm. And you just lost it because you didn't have the best agent representing you. Mm-hmm. And so I look at this as just like my shoulder. I was going to lose 6 weeks of a minimum of physical therapy time.
And possibly a frozen shoulder.
I would have had a frozen shoulder that would have cost me maybe having to have more surgery. Correct. At the end of it.
Correct.
What would that have cost me for not having the right person because I didn't ask for the best?
Right.
And so, I came in, I said, this is a world of difference.
And thank God we caught it quickly.
And so luckily, we found it out, asked the right questions, asked the right questions.
And most people don't know to ask the right questions. We are just that fanatical of people who are just not going to sit there. But, most people only sell a house once
every 5-7 years.
And some people that I'm meeting are selling them once every 15 to 25. And so they don't know the questions to ask. I sat in a listing the other day for 3 hours. A, because I absolutely loved the people. And B, because they hadn't sold a house in, I think it was 17 years. And so not only did they have questions, but they weren't asking the questions that they should be asking. So I was just going over so much with them because I needed them to be educated. And it just kept bringing more and more questions. And as we were going through their gorgeous house, their house was so beautiful, we just kept going. You know, I was bringing, you know, we needed a vendor for this and a vendor for that, because we all know I do
She's
that.
calling me because she's supposed to be my driver. You're going to have another driver today.
Yeah, I'm like, you're going to have somebody take you to the Virginia Beach office, babe. I'm not making it. You know, but at the same time, I mean, it was just a phenomenal experience. But if they had somebody who was new and didn't know the things that I knew, these poor people would have no clue, because at the same time, they're trying to buy a house that's nowhere near here, and they are scared because they are not going to sell this home until they find another home, and they need the cash out of this house to buy that house. That's a very tricky, especially in this market, very tricky, very complicated transaction if you don't have the right agent. And this agent over here, when you want to go right on this house, is not doing that unless this agent over here is experienced, because they're calling me.
Yep. So, you know, whether it's your physical therapist or your financial planner, or your real estate agent, most of the time it's the same or not much difference, but it really pays to have the best.
Absolutely. So that's ours today. We'll see you next time at the bar.